During this quarantine, I've had a lot of time to reflect upon my life, what I'm going to do in the future, my relationship with my friends, and what family means to me. One of the reasons I started to think about all that stuff is because of one of my new favorite shows, That 70s Show. That 70s Show is filled with hilarious jokes, serious topics, and most importantly, the passion for love. Now, I know that sounds corny, but let me explain. But before I do, for all the people who haven't watched the series, click off and watch it now, and then come back. Throughout the whole series, every single character has at least one episode talking about their love life. One that stands out to me the most is the very last episode of the series. This episode, in my opinion, is the perfect send-off to any series. While the prior two seasons aren't too great, this last episode hits differently, in the sense that during the episode, the characters think back onto some of their favorite memories throughout the 70s. Even Kelso brings up some of his favorite memories, and he wasn't even there a majority of the last two seasons. This situation tells the viewer that each character has an actual personality, as if you've grown a relationship with these characters throughout the series. Now, let's talk about one scene in particular that sums up everything in the perfect way: the living room scene in the middle of the episode. Everyone but Eric is gathered in the living room of the Foreman household for New Year's Eve. Kitty Foreman goes around the room talking about what each character meant to her and the fact that if they were to move, Kitty would miss them so much, because throughout the 70s, she's watched these characters grow up as if she was their mother. One of my favorite things that she said is when she spoke to Donna. Kitty says, "No matter where you go, I'll always love you like a daughter, and I'm so sorry things didn't work out between you and Eric." This proves how much Kitty loves Donna. Donna has been next door a majority of Eric's life, and Kitty has literally watched them grow up together. It shows how Kitty will always love Donna even though her and Kitty's son didn't have a relationship lasting forever. But that love that Kitty feels for Donna will. Following that, Donna gets up and goes to the patio for some air. She ends up reminiscing on all the time she had with Eric, and this is a major tearjerker, because throughout the entire series, you were hoping that Eric and Donna would be together forever. Enter Eric. They speak a bunch of heartfelt words, like the fact that Eric admits that he's a quote-unquote dumbass, and he never should have left for Africa. This scene makes you cry tears of sadness as well as tears of joy, because Eric finally realizes that he made a mistake and that every day he missed the love of his life. It leads perfectly into our final topic, the last scene ever. The final scene takes place in the infamous Circle. Eric, Hyde, Fez, and Kelso all talk about surviving the 70s, Kelso's daughter, killing their brain cells and livers, as well as one of the very first jokes from the Circle. Jackie and Donna come in and tell the boys that it's almost the new year and they need to come upstairs. Eric makes a statement that, quote, "The last one upstairs has to call Red a dumbass." You hear everyone counting down, and once they reach 0, the show ends. This honestly is extremely true to the show, because once the 70s ends, so does the show. While it ties everything together, it also leaves the viewer to interpret what happens to each character, and to me, that's extremely powerful. It leaves so many unanswered questions, yet answers the prior questions we had. It's a very heartfelt and sudden ending that makes you happy as well as sad that the show is over. It left me wanting more, and knowing that I can't have any more leaves you sad and empty, but equally satisfied with the ending. My best friend Vic, whom showed me the series, states that even though the last two seasons were lame, I thought it was a really good way to end the show. For a split sec, while I was watching it, I kind of forgot the 2 seasons even happened. He also brought up the fact that the credits scene at the end was the same as the pilot, which really ties everything together. As much as I wish there was another season, all Vic and I have to say is, what a trip it's been in Foreman's basement.